Thanks for coming round. We'll make you laugh before you go. Welcome to the Mermen. Welcome to the show.
All right, let's start. Don't aim that towards me. There's like cat hair.
You like cat hair. You live in cat hair.
I'm allergic to cats.
You roll around in cat hair like, wait, you're allergic to cats?
And dogs. What? Why is this blowing your mind?
Why do you live amongst, like,
First of all, I haven't had
a sea of cats?
I haven't had a cat, just so you know, for 5 years now.
Because you're allergic?
No, because my last cat died. So.
Well, you haven't got a new cat because your last cat died?
No, because I decided to get a dog instead, and I was gonna get a cat with my. You want to blow the shell so you can start that?
Figured you rolled around in cat hair like Demi Moore and indecent exposure on money.
I'm blowing the shell.
It's really good.
Thank you.
Have you always been good at sound effects? Whoa!
That was RTD2.
Michael Winslow here. Hey, take it easy there, Frank Caliendo. Louise, is your mom okay? It sounds like an emergency vehicle.
Frank Caliendo is. I mean, I'm not saying anything like people don't know, but you should follow him on Instagram, and he's such a good follow. He'll do his impressions, and then he'll show you the progression of how he gets to the next impression, dropping.
Boom!
No. He'll do like this is this guy, and then you do this, and then you go, and then you drop this, and you go to this. It's like it's cool to watch like them work though.
You know what my best impression is? See if you can guess who it is. Are you ready?
Wait. Before we go off Frank Caliendo, did you know that Al Jackson used to do a podcast with Frank Caliendo? Our buddy Al Jackson was doing a podcast with Frank Caliendo, and he just like dropped it in the conversation one day. I go, yeah, I got to record my. He doesn't do it anymore, but I'm going to do my podcast with Frank Caliendo. I was like, when did you start doing? I didn't even know you knew Frank Caliendo.
Yeah, it's such an odd couple.
Anyways, go check that out.
All right. This is my best impression. Tell me if you can guess who it is. All right, you ready?
No, it's going to be me probably. Yeah, me. You know what my gift is to all my friends is I'm easy to do an impression of apparently because everybody.
I can't tell you how many times I've just thrown an impression, like when I'm telling a story and I do you, and then people go, "That's a really good Forrest impression." I go, "It's the only impression I do good."
Everybody seems to be able to do it. If you go back to listen to the Jim Jeffries Show podcast, which is I don't know how many episodes there are, but I would say 95% of them Jim's drunk on. So it's a fun time. It was after we would record the show. Comedy Central wanted us to start doing a podcast, like a companion podcast, whatever. And Luis, you were involved in that.
Sweet.
So, yeah.
Is this a companion podcast?
Yeah, we don't have a show. No Mermen show on Comedy Central.
Oh, I thought you meant because we're companions.
No. We would record the Jim Jeffries Show on Comedy Central.
Of the show.
And literally...
I thought it was like...
Literally what? Like 2 or 3 hours after the show, we'd record the podcast?
Yeah, I went there for
something like that.
Yeah, you were there. Yeah, that's right. You went there one time. We'd always have guests in, most of the time comics. And then because it was shoot day and then Jim would be done, he'd start throwing back some drinks. And he was like, well, I'll just be drunk for this podcast, which people loved and it was fun. He doesn't drink anymore. But there's an episode that, because I would record him when we were on the road too. There's an episode where we're in the dressing room at the Rod Laver Arena in Melbourne, Australia.
Good night, mate. That's another good impression I do.
We're about to perform for, I don't know, there's like literally 14,000 people that were doing a podcast for it. And it's me and Amos Gill and Brad Williams was in town. Cool. He was going to do shows in Melbourne. So Jim invited him to do like 10 minutes on his show and promote his show so he could be, and I think Jack Hackett, his Jim's assistant, was there, and Jim. And if, I don't know, you got to find the podcast, but literally all 5 of them are doing impressions of me. And at the end, you don't even know who's who. Brad Williams does a really good impression. Yeah. His was like, he was like doing an impression of me talking to Donald Trump. I don't know. It was like, but there's a point where you just don't know. And it's just 5 or 6 Forrests just going,
but why? Why?
But here's the thing about impressions. I don't really sound like the impression people do of me, but I get it because it's like Dana Carvey.
Yeah, doing George Bush. Yeah.
His Dana
turns
Carvey
it into a character, to a cartoon.
Frank Caliendo is like a mimic, and then Dana Carvey would do impressions, but it was just a exaggeration of
not gonna die.
Not
gonna die.
Which I tend to like. I think both of them are really incredible because I can't do that, but I tend to like the exaggeration ones better. Like where they're just kind of like, just because then it's. I don't know. Fun times.
Yeah, sometimes.
Luis, can you do an impression of me?
Yeah.
Was that it?
Yeah, I guess so.
Zippity doo.
That sounds like the devil Forrest on your shoulder. Just, hey, what are you doing?
It sounds similar to the impression you did. You just can't hear it.
No. My impression's more like,
Can't open this.
stupid fucking Yetis.
No, I love it. There he goes.
I got it.
Wait, can you guys do any of the classic impressions though?
Like cutting the chopper, like those.
Oh my god! Well, that answers my question.
So no is the answer.
That was good, right?
Wait, who was that?
What do you mean?
Was supposed to be Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, that was spot on.
Do it again.
I getting the chopper. That was good.
No, it was not good.
What is another classic one? Like Christopher Walken.
I can't do impressions at all. So I'm glad you can't do them either.
yeah.
Let's hear Christopher Walken.
Okay. We need more cowbell.
Oh boy!
Was that good?
No.
Well, recording the podcast.
That one's better. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that was a better cadence.
Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters. Is the inflection on the foo or the fighter? Wait, I think that was Fonzie.
Now you know what's funny?
I
It's
think I
like-
just did Fonzie.
You know what's funny is people try to do impressions, and like the really good impressionists do like the facial tics and stuff too. But you're just doing I'm bad at this too, by the way. And you're going. I only can say Foo Fighters like him. That was the best I've ever done. Chris.
Fighters.
Foo Fighters.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm not really good at like doing impressions on demand. Like if I just slip into it, I can kind of get that vibe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like who? Though?
Like just for example, when I'm doing my Forrest impression, my best Forrest impression is when I'm not like saying, "Here's an impression of Forrest." It's when I'm telling a story about you. I go, and then Forrest was like, "Ah," and people go, "Oh, that was a good Forrest," you know, because I'm just in the groove of it. Mm-hmm. You'll see. I'll slip one in during.
Can you
the
do a
show.
Luis impression?
Luis?
Yeah.
What time are you guys gonna get here?
Oh, I thought you were gonna go racist.
Yeah, me too.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean?
Well, how would I?
I think you know what we mean.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right.
Really is a lot of cat hair in here, though, Luis. This is what happened with your cat between last episode and this episode?
I found out that one of the cats chills and sleeps on the podcast desk.
Oh, cool.
That's been a thing. Likes your side more.
What's your headphones?
My side.
Yeah, my headphones were fine.
Cool.
What do you mean cool? You
Yeah,
don't
no,
don't like cats at all, right? You're like
I
one of
don't
those
mind
guys.
them, but I don't want like a cat butt on my horn that I'm gonna be blowing and stuff.
More about a dog butt.
Oh man, I'd get all up in there. Dogs are the best.
You're one of those guys. That's like
Dogs are the best.
draws the line with cats and dogs. I'm like,
Cats just they like walk in their poop. I don't know. The cats are cute, but
they don't walk in their poop.
yeah, they do. They say they poop in a sandbox.
Yeah, and they cover it up. They're very neat. They don't walk in the poop. They walk in the poop if the owner isn't cleaning out the litter box, Luis. But so you might have a lot of poop on here, actually. I don't know. But do you clean out your litter box regularly?
I cleaned it 5 minutes before you guys got here because I knew you guys
That wasn't
were
the
on the
question.
way.
That was not the question. Regularly.
My brother does usually.
Do you clean the cat box? Do it as Christopher Walken.
Well,
Ask him if he cleans the cat box. As Al Pacino.
Al Pacino. What's with all this cat shit?
You're good. I take it
Say
back.
hello to my little friend, Fluffy.
I take it back. You're really good. Also, you look like you're blind right now. You're like staring at the like, say hello to my little friend.
Oh, I was in a zone.
Fluffy.
Kind of want to hear Ray Romano.
Right. Oh, that's all right. I might be able to do a good one. Oh. Why do I have to do that? It's Sunday. I want to watch football.
Why are you looking over there now? You gotta look at the camera.
That was pretty good.
It was better than your Pacino. If you
Wow.
want.
How about Ray Romano doing a Pacino?
I thought
Wow.
you sound like what's his name? The guy that got eliminated from the presidential race. What's the guy goes? Wah, wah.
Ross Perot?
No, Herman or not Herman.
Oh, that guy.
Dean.
Ah,
Something Dean.
that guy, yeah.
Howard Dean.
Yeah. No, Herbie Dean?
Second quarter.
All right. You've been on the road, right?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm about to. Yeah, I have been on the road.
Didn't you go to Bakersfield or something?
Yeah, it did.
How'd that go?
A couple weeks ago. That was good.
They haven't called to book me yet. So
John Wynn came with me, and
guess he didn't put in a word.
I forgot.
They haven't. That my door's not being knocked on.
I texted him right now. Yeah, I texted him right now. John Wynn came with me, and we were going home, and there was like a accident on the 5, so we just literally put the car in park and sat on the highway,
massaged each other.
Yeah, and then the next morning we recorded the podcast. I had to call you guys.
Oh, like in the mountains there in the 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just stuck.
Forever.
Yeah, you
Took
can't
forever.
go, yeah.
I thought we lived there then. Did I tell you about this gig I did in Indiana?
I didn't even know you were in Indiana. When was that?
It was like a month or 2 ago. I can't believe I didn't tell you about this. I was doing shows at Helium, and the opener was like, he was a guy I've opened for before, really nice guy, funny dude.
Guy that's opened for you before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes, hey, man, do you want to do another set later tonight? And I go, yeah, but I don't know. Where's it at? Because I don't want to piss the club off. And he's like, no, it's like at a private club. And I go, oh, yeah, that'll be fine with that. And I want, some material I'd like to run. So I go, yeah, that'd be great. Instead of just going back to my hotel room and sitting on my ass. He's like, yeah, they'll even pay you. And I'm like, oh, great. Yeah, let's do it. And he's like, I got to tell you something. I go, what? He's like, it's at a swingers lounge. And I'm like, oh, all right. Well, yeah, that's fine. I don't care. Whatever. And in my mind, I pictured it was like a bar. That was like a classy bar that people who were into that lifestyle went and they watched some entertainment and then they met other couples and they went back to their house to do whatever they do that makes them happy.
And you pictured this why?
I don't know. I just figured
You've never been to a swingers club?
No.
Yeah. Why would you think it's going to be classy?
I don't know. Well, I just thought it was going to be like under the radar a little bit. Like that, everyone knew what they were there to do, but I didn't know. Point is, it turned out being a straight up sex dungeon.
Yeah.
It was in an old church. And
Did that bother you, the old church part?
I mean, it really seems like they're trying to get God's attention on that one.
My dog took a shit on a church lawn the other day. Did that bother you?
Did you pick it up?
Yeah, I picked it up.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Okay, all right. Yeah. And how was the show?
It was actually amazing. It was like Fort Knox.
Yeah, because guess what? People will laugh at anything there. Their inhibitions are out. They're not like, excuse me.
Totally. Yeah.
That's offensive.
Yeah. No, they were totally. I was just a little worried because I got there just in time to close the show
You
out.
thought by doing the show you were cheating on your wife. Somehow you're like, I witnessed things.
No.
Were people having sex while you were doing the show?
Just short of it. It felt like when you do a casino gig and you could tell everyone's like having fun and into it, but you could tell there's this tension of like,
I want to go gamble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like that. We're like, let's get to the fucking like.
This is great and all.
Yeah. So, but I went up and they gave me a great intro because they were like, whoa, the comic from the comedy club came down, and it seems like everyone else was great on the show because people were into it and laughing, and totally that vibe of what you're saying, where people were just on board with whatever you were going to say,
Yeah.
So then I went up and, I always wear a Hawaiian shirt and I got my mustache down. I go, oh man, I didn't know I was going to do this show and I accidentally dressed like a swinger tonight, and I got a huge laugh.
Yeah.
And then, I just started like playfully making fun of that world, and I mean, they were great sports. It was awesome. It was a really fun set.
Yeah.
And then we did a deep dive after, no pun intended. Well, there was this husband and wife in the front row, and he was like, they were watching, but he was like getting her warmed up. And I'm just like, I've had things going on in the audience before where it's hard to concentrate on stage, and I'm like, how am I supposed to think about? What if I didn't talk about that and I just tried to do deep jokes about like, hey,
you can't do that joke. If it was a normal comedy club, you'd be like, are you like,
are you serious?
rubbing your wife's crotch right now? But in this club, people are like, hey, that would be the one thing they got offended about. They'd be like, okay, easy, buddy. We're allowed to do that here.
Yeah, he wasn't rubbing. He had knuckles in there.
All right. I was trying to make this a family-friendly podcast. I was trying to keep it Christian.
So I was talking to them after, and I'm like, how does this place... I get really curious.
How does this work?
Yeah.
Well, I come in with my wife, and someone else comes in with their wife, and then they fuck each other.
I get really... Look, it's obviously a lifestyle for them.
What complex situation is going on there?
No, it really is. There's like hallways where there's rooms with doors.
Yeah.
And then there's other hallways where it's like just rows of like beds that are like curtained off. Yeah. And then there's like certain rooms that are for certain things, So subcultures interest me so much. It's like I never even knew.
You take some videos and pictures.
No,
and
I don't think
I'm putting
you're
this
allowed
on my Instagram story.
I don't
guys.
think you're allowed to do that. No, I'm just. Hey, what? You guys have an Instagram handle? I'll tag you guys. Give you some shine.
Yeah.
No,
You get paid for the gig?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Who cares?
Yeah. But they're like, if a door's open, anyone's allowed just
Their money works. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you're allowed to just stand there and watch what's happening. But if a door's closed, they said never open a closed door. And I'm like, definitely not gonna.
That's like a pretty good rule in life, unless it's your door.
Yeah.
You shouldn't just go up, opening closed doors willy nilly.
You're gonna like this. Are you ready for this?
Places. Well, that's not. I guess I just open Louise's door when we come here. Just like walk in, but he's expecting us.
Yeah. I mean, we pay for the space during a certain amount of time.
Well, yeah, we own this shit.
Well, but you're gonna like this for us. This is gonna be something you're gonna get on board with. I'm gonna wait for you to get off your phone because I want you to pay attention to this.
1 second.
Okay. Airbnb emergency.
No.
Okay.
Sort of. Yeah. Go ahead.
So when you go in the bathroom, there's rules that are posted, and the one that's in the biggest letters is, if by 1 a.m. any male that hasn't been claimed by a female has to leave.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's pretty good. I was talking to Chris Bowers about it because he did that gig once before too, and he's like, I think that should be a rule at every bar. Like any dude, if you haven't picked up a chick or at least are friends with girls by 1 a.m., you should just probably go home at that point.
Yeah. So they kicked you out.
No, well, I was a comic. I can't remember if we were there that late, anyways. But me and two other comics were. I was like, dude, everyone says that they're like, check out the swing room, and I'm like, kind of curious what these swings look like. So we walked by that on the way out.
A sex swing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we walked by that room on the way out.
Come on, dude. You've never seen a sex swing? Like just a picture. I'm not thinking you.
There was like 2 or 3 different kinds. Like it was.
Was there a Hampson model or a Smith and I don't know.
I don't know. You have to show me pictures. So as we walked
The
by,
Smith Jonas is the traditional.
Smith and Jonas.
Yeah, I'm kidding, dude. I'm just making shit up.
I was like, there's ones after the Jonas Brothers. So when we walked by, the couple that I've been talking to were in the sex swing room with different partners. And I'm such an extrovert. I was like, hey, guys, I'm taking off. It was good to meet you. And they're like, all right, Dave. See you later. Keep in touch. I'm like, all right, man. Normally I'm a hugger, but I'll just take a rain check. Like, and then went home.
How did you not tell this story yet? I mean, you did now.
I texted my wife. I'm like, I got a lot of shit to tell you in the morning.
And what'd you say? Like that's like
well,
weird,
she's from there, so she was like, in Indiana. And I'm like, yeah,
yeah, but that's where all the weirdest shit is, and where people they're supposedly more conservative.
It's a huge community apparently. But I don't know if we talked about this before, but swingers. So this is what they were telling me before. I knew about the pineapple thing, but apparently there's also flamingos and unicorns are symbols that they use for different things as well. And I'm like, look, I get it. Different groups need symbols, need things to represent them. LGBTQ plus has rainbows for a long time.
Oh yeah, but speaking of that, let me tell you I want to ask you about flamingos, your flamingo thing. But before we do that, because you just mentioned that, I put this thing on Instagram. I just wrote that some guy yelled a homophobic slur at me.
The F word?
No. Okay, so. All right, I'll just tell the whole story. So I was doing gigs with Jim. We went to Reno, and then we drove over to Sonoma, Napa Valley, to this casino, Rohnert Park. It's called this area, Grattan Casino. Dude, one of the nicest casinos I've ever been to. You know when you go like in the bowels of a casino and you're in the hallways and stuff? It's just like you're like, what the? It's like smells weird and like there's shit everywhere and stuff. Some of them are nicer than others. This one looked like someone that had OCD ran this casino. Like even in the laundry room, everything was full, everything was like looked like a movie set. Everything was super well organized. But that's not the point. Anyways, we do the show, and when we're checking in, the woman that was checking us in gives us key cards, and she goes, "And here's a card, and it's got like so much money loaded on it for food and whatever you want to buy." It's the morning we're gonna leave. I wake up. It's like 7:15, 7:30. On a Sunday, and we woke up early because we had to drive to the San Francisco airport, and it was Pride Parade Day in San Francisco. So we're like, we got to leave early. I don't know where this parade's gonna be. So I go, man, I got like $100 left on this card, and like that kind of shit. You're like, I never want to leave any money on there. I'm like, I don't care what I buy. I'll buy 25 pens with the casino's name on it or something. but I went to go to the.
It's part of your compensation. That's why I drink every beer that they'll give me.
Well, this is a gig with Jim. He pays me well, but it's like this still. And I go, let me go to this diner. So I'm walking 7:50. I put some shorts on and I throw the T-shirt on that I had under my jean jacket on stage the night before. And I'm just trudging through. And there's nobody in the casino at like 7:15 in the morning. Like there wasn't in this one at least, but it's more desolate, you know. So people really stick out. And I'm walking down the pathway and there's all this slot machine and stuff in the way. And there's this guy playing a slot machine but facing me on the edge. And he looks up and he sees me and then he just like locks eyes with me. And I'm walking towards him and then he just goes, "Pusti." That's what he says, right?
Pusti?
Pusti. P-O-U-S-T-I, right?
Is that another language?
And I go, yeah, it is. And I go, what? And then I was like, maybe I just misheard that guy. And then I get maybe from here to Louise, like not like, you know, less than 10 feet. And he goes, "Pusti," like that. And it's like staring at me and I go, the fuck, dude? I know what this word means, by the way. So I walk by.
Is it the F word?
I turn around just one more time and be like, maybe that guy was looking. He turns around, looks at me and says it twice, "Pusti, pusti," like that. And I'm like, yeah, I know what this word means. It's the equivalent of, F word, like faggot is the word.
Oh, you said it.
I'm using the word to
scientific, scientific.
It's
scientific. It's like saying penis.
It's not scientific. I'm telling you. So the crowd's not like, it's not fuck, is it? It's it's a gay slur. And the reason I know this is because a long time ago I was like I was on a trip with some friends and they were doing like an impression of these homophobic kids.
I thought you were saying they were doing an impression of gay people. I was like, we're just making out. We're just doing an impression
because they grew up.
We're not really gay.
They grew up. They grew up with this in this area where a lot of Greek people lived.
Is that what language that is? Greek.
In Greek, that is a gay slur. That means the same thing basically. And they would do an impression of these kids and be like, "Oh my God, you're such a pussy," but it was like a joke that they were doing, right? Because I'd be like, "What does that work?" Because they were like these homophobic. Because the kids they knew were super homophobic, these great kids, and they'd say it all the time. So they did an impression of those kids, and they would do it like, "Oh, you probably think that guy's good looking," and they'd be like, "Yeah," and he goes, "Oh, he does. He admitted it," you know, like right.
Well, a lot of cultures that have like a lot of machismo.
But these were my friends doing impressions, so I was like, I know what this word means, but it also just isn't Greek. It's a regional. Like if you're in that part of Europe, if you're in like the Eastern European, Slavic, like it just kind of transfers through.
So do you think that since you locked eyes with that guy, he thought that you were hitting on him or something?
Here's what happens. I just start laughing and I'm like, what the fuck is this guy? Blah, blah, blah. I look down and I'm wearing a Pink Floyd shirt, right? And it's The Dark Side of the Moon, which if you're not familiar, look it up, but you should be. It's like one of the most biggest albums ever. And there's a prism where a light goes through it and then a rainbow comes through the other side. And on this particular shirt, it's on my Instagram still, I think there's a light goes through the prism and then there's like a waterfall of a rainbow. And then it says Pink Floyd, huge below. But put it this way, everyone else that has made a comment on that shirt is always like, yeah, man, cool shirt.
Look.
Great stuff. But then I start laughing because I'm like, oh, this guy thinks this is like a gay pride t-shirt and it's a Pink Floyd shirt and he's yelling at me.
That's my point is that, look, I'm an ally. I support everyone doing what makes them happy in life. But if everyone's just willy-nilly adopting different symbols and it's becoming somewhat well-known in culture, my entire wardrobe is flamingos and I don't have unicorns, but definitely have pineapples. I definitely have rainbow stuff. Like I like
What's
colorful
your point, though?
shit.
You're saying you should.
My point is that I would like to wear stuff without someone getting upset and thinking it's a political statement.
I've worn this t-shirt hundreds of times. I've worn a Pink Floyd t-shirt, not just this one, because it's a Lucky Brand version. I've worn so many Pink Floyd t-shirts. No one's ever said anything till this point. So Dave, here's what happened. So I start laughing and I go, okay, this guy thinks I'm gay. And then I was like, fuck this guy. I was like, he's just like, what if I was gay? You know, like,
should walk over and kiss him.
So I go over to security. I go to there's a little, like about 100 feet away, there's a little security booth. And I go up to the guy, I go, yeah, this guy's like yelling homophobic slurs, but it's in a different language, but I know what he's saying because I know this.
Yeah, because my friends are being homophobic. They're making fun of. They're not homophobic. They're making fun of homophobes.
I go, I think he thinks I'm gay because I'm wearing this Pink Floyd shirt, but I'm not gay. I'm just
not
wearing this
gay.
shirt. Yeah, I'm literally having this conversation.
I support them, but I am not gay.
That is literally what I said. Yeah. I go, I support the gay community.
But if I was, like,
I'm like, it's Pride Parade Day. Come on. And he goes, all right, this shouldn't be happening. So then I have to meet another security guard to go over there. And as soon as I walk up, he's sitting there with I'm assuming is his mom, this guy. and he's from another country, right? And he's like, he looks at me like, oh shit. And then I'm there with a security guard and he goes, what's going on here, fellas? The security guard doesn't know anything. I go, this guy, tell him what you said. And he goes, what? I said, good game. This is fun game. This slot machine is fun game. You should play. I go, no, dude. And mom's like, he's good boy. Please don't do this. And I was like, nah. I go,
no, that's a good impression.
Yeah, I go, what did you say? And he goes, maybe you need to learn my language. And I go, so then I just said, I'm Croatian. I'm a quarter Croatian. I go, I know what's going on in that part. I know what you
Busted,
said.
sir.
So I go, what does pusti mean? And he looks at me and I go, what does pusti mean? Tell him. He goes, it means fun game. I go, fuck off, bro. And then I go, so you're telling me you locked eyes with me, said, just fun game, you should play. Yeah. Locked eyes with me, turned around, come back, fun. There's nobody else in the casino. Fun game. By the way, the game he's playing, if you've ever played slot machines, there's like, there's a Game of Thrones one. There's a Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, please tell me it's the gayest game.
No. It's the one that you play at the bar, when you're getting drinks, and it's just cards. It's just poker. That's like 8-bit almost, where it's like from the 60s, like bing, 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 bing. And then he was like, this is fun game. Like, it wasn't like he was like, you should play The Walking Dead. It's very good. This was like the most basic. I'm like, this is the one you're advertising.
See,
but yeah.
It would have been perfect ending if it was like Lance Bass's like slot machine.
No, and he goes, maybe you should learn blah, blah. So then, like right on cue, he goes, ask my brother. And his brother walks around the corner, this like older guy like that. And then he has on the Peppy Frog? You know what the frog is? Do you know the Peppy Frog?
Was it like a cartoon?
It's a little green frog. It's like this shitty cartoon. And it originally was like an internet troll thing, right? And then it got co-opted by like QAnon.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And it's like a lot of like white nationalists, I think, tend to, right? Isn't it like a racist thing now?
I don't know about that.
But it's QAnon, right?
Let me see.
Yeah, Luis, use your personal laptop to put all this stuff in there.
Put it this way. If you're wearing a Peppy Frog hat and you're a 50-year-old...
And you just yelled at a gay school, you're probably not a good
He's
guy.
like, my brother will testify for me. Yeah. It comes on
You're like, very good character.
You are an H-chan? I was like, unfortunately. I'm like, fuck off. And the guy goes, maybe I should just separate from each other. Like the security guard. I'm like, this guy shouldn't be in here, dude. Like... Yeah. What if I was gay? I said, I'm not gay, but I don't care. And he goes, what? And then he's looking at my shirt, and he's like, and I think he's read Pink Floyd. He's like, oh, I made an error. Like, then he does this. This is the final straw.
I do like Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
Maybe we break down the wall together.
I wish you were here.
We break down the wall between us.
So then he goes like this. He goes, maybe you'll learn my language. And then I go, where are you from? He goes, we are Ukraine refugees. And I was like, fuck off right now.
Yeah, he's lying on that one.
He might be from the Ukraine, but this whole thing now that because there's a war in Ukraine, everybody from Ukraine is a good person now.
You get a pass.
Yeah. You're still a fuckhead. I don't know if you watched our buddy Orlando's episode of America's Got Talent. Maybe this will get him in trouble if I say it, but I don't care. It's not that's not going to get him in trouble. I don't think it will. If it will, I'll ask him. But
this will be several weeks from now.
There was some gymnasts on there, and they were doing tricks, and they kept falling and like almost hurting themselves. And
they were Ukrainian.
They were Ukrainian. They fell 3 times, and they passed them through. They're like, I think you can do better than this. I was like, what? They didn't seem like bad people. This guy was a fucking dickhead. Like fucking yelling like gay slurs, and I'm like, oh, you're a Ukraine refugee. Nah, I'm not buying it. I'm not even buying you're from the Ukraine. You're a refugee. Nothing.
Forrest, you are a certified ally, sir.
Not of the Ukraine.
No. Of the rainbow people.
Oh,
yeah.
What an asshole.
Man, I just think people should be able to wear clothes without just assuming that it's a political statement is all. It should work both ways.
Yeah, but I don't think most people don't. Most people don't.
Well, so like I've worn my pineapple Hawaiian shirt before. This is before I even knew that was a symbol for them.
Hold on a second.
And then
did you find the Peppy Frog thing?
I mean, I searched Pepe the Frog QAnon, and I mean, there's like him as Trump and stuff.
Oh man, FBI is gonna.
I don't know if that's what
FBI is gonna come through the window in a minute.
If you're wearing that as an older gentleman, like you have issues. Yeah. Okay, so sorry, you were wearing your pineapple shirt.
Yeah, and this drunk lady came up to me and she's like, I know what that means. And I had no clue what she was talking about.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, that I'm a 45-year-old dad and this is what I wear. And she's like, maybe something. And I'm like, why do you?
Yeah, but that's been like that. You can go back. There's some Twitter account I follow where the guy always posts like headlines, and it's the same headlines of things today.
Yeah.
We're like, nobody wants to work. And then it's like from the 20s.
Yeah.
So it's like, so
it's a cycles through the same
throughout
shit.
time. Remember when you used to get earrings? You're like, if you got an earring on your right ear, so dick, bro. I'm like, I just kind of want it on my right ear. I don't know.
So this is how I learned about the pineapple thing. Was my wife's old roommate, who's an awesome person. She used to throw these parties like way back in the day. Where she'd buy a bunch of pineapples, she'd carve out the pineapples, and then make these awesome frozen drinks that you would like get at a resort somewhere, and then everyone would just party with their big frozen pineapple drinks, right? You drink it out of the pineapple. And so she hadn't done them in years because just, we're adults now and busy, and then the pandemic and whatever. So during the pandemic, she reconnected with her high school.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's really... So she reconnected with her high school sweetheart on Facebook. He's divorced. They fell in love, started visiting each other, got married at the tail end of the pandemic. She moved to Ohio to be with him. And then she's been there. She's been dating and then moved there and just hasn't met anyone of his friends and stuff because it's hard during the pandemic, right? So she's like, all right, I'm going to throw a party. I want to meet all your coworkers. I want to meet all your friends or whatever. I'm going to throw one of my old school pineapple parties. And then on the invitation, she had a little pineapple character doing like a cartwheel. So he was upside down on the invitation. And then she shows up at his work and she's like, can't wait to get to know you better. And come over to the house. Bring your wife. Like, just handing him out. And then half his coworkers are like, bro, I think your new wife's trying to fuck us. Like, and so my wife's telling me that story and I'm dying laughing. And I'm like, I didn't know that's what it meant.
Yeah, but I think the pineapple thing's supposed to, you put it in your shopping cart at the grocery store and then you troll around.
No, it's
I thought that's what it was. No, I know. Give me on clothes.
It's an upside down pineapple.
No, I know. You put it upside on your cart. That's what I
And then
thought.
you just cruise around the grocery store going, hey.
You don't go look at people. They'll come up to you and then be embarrassed if you accidentally put your pineapple.
Yeah, it just seems like a lot of people would maybe have their pineapple. They just throw it in the cart and be upside down.
No. Think about how a pineapple is. Well, the leaves on the top, those really hard leaves. You would never put it in like that. That would be very.
I'm just like, why we need to stop with all this stuff, guys.
What do you mean? You were supposed to say, hey, anybody? You're supposed to get on that thing. Yeah. Anybody here at the Publix, if you'd like to fuck me and my wife.
More specific. There's too much.
Are you in a deep dive of the Peppy Frog?
Oh man, you just made Luis.
Are you on Tinder?
No. Luis is over there looking up that stuff. You asked him, he's like, some of this stuff makes sense.
Yeah. You're not looking at anything for the podcast.
You just recruited Luis for QAnon, is what you did.
Do you say
like, this frog's got some points.
How do you pronounce pineapple?
Me?
Yeah.
Pineapple.
Yeah. I have gotten better at saying pineapple, but I used to say it really quick, like as I was a
Pineapple?
kid. Pineapple.
Ooh.
Pineapple.
No, that sounds like some swinging I can get into.
Why?
Pineapple?
You like nipples?
I like a pie nipple. I like pies and I like nipples.
No, pine nipple.
Yeah, pie nipple sounds great.
Pine nipple.
Maybe we'll put a little like whipped cream, a little cherry on there. Hey!
Third quarter.
Did you send a picture of this to Duncan Robinson? Like tag him?
No. Owen made me this shirt for Father's Day. Is that awesome? What? Owen got a lesson in.
It's from this playoffs. Yeah, right?
Yeah. So Owen got a lesson in trademarking because he took this photo and sent it to a T-shirt company to have this made for me, and then they rejected it and went, "Yo, that's a trademark photo. We can't do it." And then he found someone to do it like under the table and gave it to me. Yeah, dope gift. Thanks, Owen.
If you live in a big enough city, you can always find someone to go under the what do you call it? The car keys. You ever tried to get a car key replaced nowadays? Like you lost your car key.
It's like $1 gazillion.
They're like, this is $700. We got to do programming. Well, I know a guy in Glendale. He also talks like guy that called me homosexual slur. And he's like,
take care of you,
I do
pussy.
key for $200. Now that guy was Armenian, but they do same accent for all of them.
Yeah, you do that accent, it's a guy who can get shit done.
You can do, when I was doing my voiceover reel, that you can't, I bet back in the day when you're doing voiceover reels, they're like, can you do someone Chinese or Mexican? You'd be like, all right, yeah, I can give it a
dude.
Now, as a white person, these are the ones you can acceptably do on your voiceover. You can do someone from the South and be like, yep, you're getting out there, seeing that here, there.
I got one.
Yeah, you can do that. And for whatever reason, you can do any version of Russian, like Russian, Armenian. That doesn't matter. You can be like, yes, I see that you have Mr. Bond. Yeah, and I don't even know what the difference is between any of them. I just do hey, you come over to me. Here's one I used to do all the time. when I was like trying to rent an apartment. Again, it's like,
Wait,
yeah.
They're like, we need you to fill out an application. You were like, no application needed.
No, I do an impression of the person, and apparently it was acceptable because it's white on white crime. Okay. I'd be like, yeah, I got a cat. I got no pet friendly. No pet friendly. We had dog
moped.
No pet friendly. We had dog. Dog come in, bite, don't like dog. Dog outside, no pet friendly. That's what it is. Anyways, thank you to our Armenian and Russian.
When I graduated college and I moved up to Charlotte, North Carolina to chase my wife up there. And I started doing comedy.
Phrase it differently.
Yeah, I followed her obediently. With her consent.
Stalked her.
With her consent. So I started doing comedy and I was working at a sketch comedy club. And, I'm 22, something, right?
I don't know, but you just told me.
Yeah. So I was working for Red Bull, and I'd go into the sports radio station because I'm a big fan of sports radio and whatever. And
why are you saying it like this? We know all this stuff already.
All right, but it's how you tell a story. It's a beginning, middle, edge.
No.
So
I'm bad at telling stories, but I think today you're very good at telling stories, much better than me. Today you're having problems.
Okay. I haven't been very sharp lately.
Yeah, you're telling all these details. You're like, I went into sports radio because I like sports. Okay. You did that with Chris.
Hey, Luis, could you chop this up a little bit? Make me seem snappier.
Yeah. And you're like, and so I worked with this lady because I have to work to make money. So that's why I was really.
That's like how my mom gives directions. She's like, all right, that Wendy's that we went to after you got home from camp that one time? I go, yeah. She's like, keep going straight. And I'm like, I don't need landmarks for going straight. Tell me where to turn.
I just,
too many landmarks.
I'm not good at impressions. I'm not good at telling stories. You're good at telling stories. So fucking.
All right. Let me
shape up.
Thank you for calling me out on my. All right.
Yeah.
So anyways.
One of us has to be able to.
The producer of the sports radio show, I was in there one time. He's like, you're a comedian, right? And I go, well, yeah, I just started working at this sketch comedy club. He's like, do you do good voices? I'm like, I'm the best. And he's like, well, why don't you come in? I need some voiceover for some ads, and we'll I don't know if we could pay you the first time, but we'll give it to you for a voice reel, and then maybe we can, if you do a good job, pay it. And I'm like, this is a great deal, So I go in there, and the guy gives me the script, and this was like right after 9/11. It was like 2002 or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So literally one of the commercials was like, I don't even know if I can do it anymore, but it was a really bad Middle Eastern accent where I'm like, hello, all of our dealers are going. It's a ticking time bomb of a deal. Come in for a sales explosion. And it was like every bad pun. It was so offensive.
Yeah.
And
we're open from 9 to 11.
Yeah. It was so
by the way, I just did the Armenian voice for that. Yeah. I don't even do that.
And then, I found it years later. It was burned on a CD-ROM, and I put it in a laptop and listened to it. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe this is something they put out on AM radio.
Yeah. 1 second.
I was naive. I didn't know any better.
I think I can find my voiceover. Okay.
What, your voiceover reel?
Yeah, do you want to hear it?
No, you have a professional one that you send out for voiceover?
Yes, that's how I try to get jobs.
Oh, cool.
Do you want to hear it?
Is that something I should do?
I mean, if you want to spend the money, yeah.
Luis, could you cut up a good voice reel for me from all the podcasts?
It's a little...
Gonna need a raise for that one.
Yeah, it's...
it should be pretty easy. I'd put a lot of good stuff out there.
Let's see. Is it right here?
I don't just do this job haphazardly.
Did you just say haphazardly?
I've not stopped using that word since I learned it correctly. I say it with such confidence.
How many times do you think you've used it since?
At least once a day.
All right, here we go. Or where's my fucking reel? Oh, here we go.
For Shaw. Real. American hero. Real.
Okay, I think here. Let's plug this in. Should we play this? Maybe I'll get some work. Are there any voice?
Yeah, if anyone needs voice work,
just plug this in.
If anyone needs a grumpy clam for their cartoon or something, just.
I think this is.
Yeah.
Let me just see. Let me
deep in the sea. Oh, you'd be a good a barnacle.
Number one selling brand to change.
Yeah, there you go. Do you want to hear the commercial one or the animation?
Ooh, well, how long are they?
For like a minute and a
Play
half.
them both. Bro.
Yeah, okay. What do you think? They're 30 minutes long?
I don't know.
Woo, I gotta get through this reel here. Okay, I'll do the commercial one first.
All right, here we go.
And if you want me to stop at any time, you can.
All right.
I think the animation one, you'll make me stop more because you'll be like, what the fuck? You ready? All right, here we go.
Why is the number one selling brand of chainsaws not sold in Lowe's or Home Depot?
Chainsaw, strong
We can
product.
give you over 10,000 reasons. That's how many authorized local steel dealers you can find across the country. You can find just about any kind of home online.
Ooh, this one's cheery.
Starter, fixer-upper, or your dream home. Now finding the right mortgage is just as easy. With the F&B e-store, you can explore loan options and get a great rate. Which is your favorite? Reese's Pieces or Reese's Peanut Butter Cups? With Breyer's 2-in-1 ice cream, you can get the best of both Reese's.
These are all my favorite
Spidey
things.
Alert, time to glow web glow in the new Marvel Spidey
Oh,
and his
there's
amazing
Spunky
friend,
Forrest.
Spider Crawler, a vehicle and command center. It's 2-in-1 for web slinging fun. You know what rhymes with peaches?
Web slinging fun.
Okay, so it might not rhyme, but the combination of juicy peaches and our delicious Vizzy Hard Lemonade will hit your palate
Yeah,
like
that
a
one's
just
sexy.
sliced burst of peach freshness.
Almost done.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job. So you can get to the important work. Chevy Silverado. Find new moments, find new roads. So help safeguard your small business with Comcast Business
This is the last
Security
one.
Edge. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Pretty good.
Dang, dude, I'm ready to buy some shit.
One of the animation one?
Yeah. This is like cartoons.
Yeah, that's what animation is. You just did the same thing you've been doing. All right, here we go.
Well, well, well. What do we have here?
Ooh.
You're way more than just an appetizer. More like a couple of entrees.
This is scary.
Going to be fun. That kind of thing is going to get you killed. Get us killed. Only two things matter right now. That creature and what it can do, and us.
This is terrifying.
What is that? Worms? I'm scarred for life. No way. I'm
There you go.
definitely not going camping. I hate nature, and nature hates me. Last time I went to the woods, 3 birds pooped on my head. 3. I am idiot. I know you're holding Derachenko somewhere
That's
in the
the guy.
compound.
Yeah, that's the right.
Tell me where he is hidden, or would you rather have me squeeze the information from your scrawny little ferret body?
Tell me that.
The only interest I've got in playing with that little dog-hating punk is to bury him in the back.
Is that you as a dog?
Yeah.
Actually, that's a great idea. Note to self. Dig big hole, cover with twigs and leaves. It's such a ding-dang shame that I've got to miss Emperor's slideshow of her bus tour of the malls of the Midwest.
That's me
Be good
sick.
for your
Are these real gigs you had?
No.
You just do.
You read scripts. When you do a reel, you'll read.
I'm
Feels
free.
like cheating.
A whole day to myself.
What do you mean? That's what everybody
And your
does.
judgmental stares won't work on
Well,
me,
some of them
Bruno.
you
I have seen the
splice
weapon
gigs in.
an ancient
But I haven't done
text
any animation
so
yet.
powerful it
I
can
did
destroy
commercials.
an entire city.
Oh, I really wanted that dog to be a real
At the bottom of
character.
those ruins, and I intend to retrieve it. There's no way the life support system wasn't contaminated.
We're almost done.
You have to destroy that shuttle. Don't let your feelings for Isla cloud your judgment, Ben. Oh, yay! My favorite W food. It's gonna be the most perfect day ever.
I want to hang out with that Forrest.
I was there when we took your grandfather.
Ooh.
Watch
Yeah,
him
yeah.
die.
This one's serious.
You're just like him, aren't you? Here to conquer our sacred lands?
Yeah.
But I am not a child any longer. And
I don't
you're
like this one.
weak. No match.
feel like it's a little
for
weak.
my
This is like anime.
It's like a Game of Thrones
Oh,
kind of
you mean
thing.
the
Yeah.
ghost. Okay. We're
That's
dealing with a
different.
Ooh, there's a
level
kid.
6 ice-class
We're
phantom called
done here.
Freezophere. Its attacks can be dangerous, nothing irreversible in its current state, but it must not ingest any solidified cryogenic protein under any circumstances, or its powers will be amplified. Basically, don't let it eat anything frozen.
There you go.
What a ride!
Yeah.
That was good. Am I still in frame if I give you a standing ovation?
I don't know, but people can see your crotch.
That's cool, man. Well,
There you go.
you
Fun times.
deserve it. My crotch is up to you.
Anyways,
That was great.
contact comedy.
I just felt like I paid $18 to see a movie. Like that was all the emotions.
Yeah,
Damn.
pretty good.
Why aren't we doing cartoons?
Because everybody wants to do them, Dave. Like, why am I not doing cartoons?
Yeah, let me get in on that.
Fourth quarter.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go back and forth and let's come up with characters that the other person will be perfect to play in a cartoon. Mm-hmm. And definitely that first one there, you would be good as a barnacle.
What? I mean, a barnacle.
Like a barnacle on the side of a ship. Like, hey, where are we going today, Captain? Like your little animated barnacle.
How does that cartoon work? That you're just always on the side of the ship?
I don't know. You're just a character in like Little Mermaid or something. You're just like a little barnacle. Like, hey.
I know barnacles can't move.
Yeah, I know, but it's still got a little mouth and eyes.
The barnacle is not a bad character for a scene, like where like you'd be underwater.
That'd be a
and
good show. The
all these-
Barnacles.
No,
And it's just like 20 barnacles.
that would be like a short cartoon. That would be like
We
a
should
thing
do
where you
that.
just do short.
We should make a cartoon called The Barnacles. And then
TK Kelly made a cartoon.
I saw that. It's good. Pete, let's give him a shout out. Pete and Possum.
Pete and Possum, I think. Yeah, we could look it up, but it's something.
Possum and Pete.
Possum and Pete.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's funny. It's good. You did a good job.
The barnacle.
That took him a lot of work. You think you're just going to draw some barnacles?
Yeah, we'll just slap it together. What are you doing?
Louis, draw some barnacles.
Yeah.
Girl. So I would be
the barnacles are always fixed in place.
What would I be something good that's moving?
Well, no, but then the different characters come in, so it's like a shark comes in, and then the barnacles are like roasting the shark kind of thing.
Mm-hmm, yeah, I got it.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's just a good name. All right, what would I be good at playing?
Oh, I have to tell you what you'd be good at playing? Like some sort of like upbeat thing. Like, a dog that's like just dumb but in a good mood.
Do I have to start it like you did, where you like did the rough just so they know it's a dog? You're like,
yeah. But he was a grumpy dog.
Yeah,
that's why that dog worked for me. I was like a dog hating kid. Or
I'd be more like an Odie. I'd be more like, what are you guys doing?
You'd be like, hey, you guys want to hang out, drink some IPAs?
I'd be like, oh wait, what? Well, how long have you guys been home for?
Yeah,
I was napping.
Yeah, you didn't know there's swingers clubs? What? People have sex.
Yeah, I could play a dog.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. I could see you as like, the chainsaw was perfect in the commercial.
That was the stuff that I've booked is commercial. Like, I've never booked any animation yet.
Like I could see you
I was like way out of my comfort zone to do the animation stuff because I haven't booked any animation yet. But
that's why it was so fun, because it was like I could see it was like you were getting like pumped up, and then you were just like, here's some personality.
I would like to do the animation because generally, if you're doing animation, it means you're on some sort of series, or at least there's like a couple episodes or something. Whereas a commercial is just generally when you do an audition for a commercial, they'll be like, here's a commercial for so and so, and here's the script. And it's a $5,000 buyout or a $2,000 buyout, same shit as that, how it goes. But once that's done, you don't get any more money, versus you're in a serious stuff. By the way, do you know the hotel that starts with an M? Marriott? Marriott. Yeah, that's not how you pronounce it.
What do you
Marriott.
Oh, you were tricking me?
Yeah, because I didn't want to say it the way you're supposed to. No. I did an audition.
Marriott?
I did an audition for Marriott, and it was like, man, it was a good one. I think it paid a lot of money. And they tell you how to pronounce shit in there. Like, if there's words you don't know. Like there was one, I remember there was an acai bowl. Acai. Oh, yeah. And the acai, I even say
there's no way I'm getting that right.
Okay, but anyways, in the script for the Marriott, they said pronounce like chariot. And I'm like, nobody in the world is pronouncing Marriott right. So I've never heard anyone say anything other than Marriott.
I could see you.
But it's Marriott. So in the commercial, and you'd have to be like, Marriott. Marriott, where times are beyond the blah, blah. I don't remember what it was, but I didn't get it.
I could see you playing like a animated like a snowmobile, kind of gruffy.
I don't think
like winter, like a snowmobile. It's got a scarf around it, and it's like, let's go look for some buffalo.
Yeah, you could be an animated water polo ball.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Hey guys, nice shot. You roast. That's a cartoon you can make. You're a water polo ball, and you roast the people that are like, you call that a hit, maybe.
My old water polo podcast, there's USA Water Polo has a character called Shieldy, and it's their mascot, and it's literally the logo. Let me see if I have it on here. Yeah, it's like this logo, right? But it's got arms and legs.
Whoa.
But it's got arms and legs. So it's like this thing, right? But it's got arms and legs and eyes. Yeah. And then they actually have like a life-size version of it that a man gets in and is like the mascot, Shieldy. And so USA Water Polo in their magazine, they would always have a comic strip. And I don't know who wrote this thing, but it was like obviously super cheesy. It was just like, Shieldy's here to teach us about teamwork or whatever. So on my podcast, I used to read it and make fun of it a lot. And I do all the voices of the kids and change the words and stuff.
I think our episode's over.
I'm having a blast today.
Not me.
Really?
Yeah, it's fine.
What do you mean, man?
Yeah. It's fine. I think we've done. Are we good?
Yeah, we're pretty good. We could do some voicemails if you guys want.
Oh yeah, I guess we gotta get.
You want to save those for?
We got to get back to them eventually.
Yeah.
We only have 2 voicemails and a few texts.
We should do that. We should do that on the next one.
All right.
Yeah.
The voicemails?
Well, because the next one's going to be. Because we should do.
Yeah, no, I got it. I got it.
Actually, I think in that case we just did them last week.
Yeah, but these will be more recent if we do them.
You don't have to be that secretive.
Yeah.
Like we're recording.
We're recording them out of order.
The cat's out the bag. Hey, those voice guys are good. Just edit it all out. Just go right here. Good episode.
Yeah. I could see it was like a meteor. You'd be a good meteor.
Say, what cartoon was that?
Yeah.
Good episode.
You gotta be I'm gonna hit the earth head on.
I actually have to. I'm trying to get with this agency, and they're like, all right, be prepared with a couple characters. And I'm
all right,
like,
so let's do this.
I'm like, I don't know what characters I should have.
All right, so give me
this guy.
All right, so
this guy, the scientist.
All right, I'm gonna give you a character, and you have to improv a line as that character.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. You're a defiant ant in an army of ants on top of an anthill.
That's like way too specific. You didn't give me any leeway there. You made this.
Well, you could take liberties with it. I thought it would be helpful if I was specific.
Okay. A defiant.
Yeah, because ants are supposed to have teamwork, and you're like trying to unionize or something.
All right. And what are we doing?
You're just supposed to do the voice, do a character,
I thought you said I was on an anthill or something like that.
Yeah, you're an ant with other ants on an anthill.
Okay, I got it. All right, I got it. All right, you little maggots, get in the line. We got 2 days to get to get back to the anthill before the rain comes down. What?
That was good.
Yeah, there you go.
You're really good at this voice stuff.
It's like an army thing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, somebody give me some fucking money.
I like that.
If I could do nothing but voiceover, I'd stop doing stand-up comedy. What? Like, not altogether, but like just like all the road dates. I'd pick and choose my road dates more.
Yeah.
By the way, I'll be at Montreal. Oh, no, wait, I've already used there. Or no, I'm there this week. When does this come out?
2 weeks.
Yep. Yeah, it was good shows. Thanks for coming out to Philly.
Appreciate you guys. All right, give me one.
All right. You are a beaver. And you're building a dam.
Okay. Oh, no, I get that we have like a deadline to do and everything. I'm just saying we've been working since 6 a.m. and I'm a little tired. Let's just get some lunch and then we'll finish it, okay? Cool.
That wasn't bad.
All right.
I can see that as a beaver.
Yeah.
That wasn't bad. Yeah, I liked your choice.
I'm the lazy beaver. Like beavers normally work
I like
hard.
your choice there. Yeah. But maybe if he was going to be lazy, you'd slow the voice down a little bit more.
Oh, yeah. This is taking forever. I mean, let's grab some lunch and then we'll come back. I think we'll be in a better mindset to really knock this dam out.
Yeah, that's
a little better.
Good. Yeah, but you'd probably
I'm not as good at it, so I like these notes.
Yeah, and you'd be like, hey, maybe you grab a twig or two, sit on the bank, we'll just gnaw on it, maybe look at the dam, and then we'll think.
You'd be like, I mean, I want to help, but just these splinters are killing me, man. I don't think it's safe to.
Yeah, it's good. I like that.
A beaver who got splinters.
I thought you did a good job. I thought it was a good job. Yeah.
All right, what about? All right,
we're still doing this?
Yeah.
The show is over.
I don't know. It was got to do 2 more.
Man, those voicemails last week were good.
They were really good, man. Okay. Too bad we don't have more this week.
Yeah.
All right. You are a peach that is hanging from a tree with other peaches.
Okay. All right. The peach. Okay. I'm trying to think of the Georgia accent. Y'all. Hi, y'all.
Hi, y'all.
Yeah. Hi, y'all. How you doing over there on that branch? This branch, it's pretty good. Looks like you got a lot more friends over there, though. I only got one friend here. He don't talk that much. I think he's rotten. Rotten to the core. He's not a good peach, what I'm trying to say. Anyways, maybe when we fall on the ground, we can roll towards each other and just like hang out.
Rodney, shut up. We're saying that we don't want to hang out with you.
All right, geez, that was an aggressive peach. You did.
All right,
I think we're good.
All right.
That's all you get today.
That's pretty
Comedy
good.
Comedy Records Management if you want to hire me for voiceover.
Yeah. If you want a voiceover guy, Forrest, your dude.
Or if you want me to do if you want me to do your voicemail and you're a fan of the podcast, $2,000.
Yeah, Cameo.
It's pretty reasonable price. I'll do any character you want. You tell me what you want, and I'll leave your voicemail for you. I don't even know how you would do that. Like, how would you do that remotely? It means I'd have to see it with someone in person. $5,000. Just up the price. All right, bye.
See ya. DaveWilliamson.com at DaveW.com.
Nobody cares.
For they are the mermen.